There, Wilbert T. Sass talking to you from the Palace in Omaha, Nebraska. I got a couple things on my mind this morning, and the images that I've created, they're original. No, I don't claim to be a design artist, but it comes from the heart. So you look at the graphics next to this video, and then you click on that big click you see right down there in the middle, and then you'll really get informed about a tremendous way to add to Maga. You see, what we've had in the last few years, couple, 3, 4 years, and actually the guy that's been doing it all the work, the heavy lifting, been talking about what he's been doing for many, many years. He's been talking about going to do it or should do it, and we've never got around to it. We just never have got around to it, but we're getting around to it now. And we know that because we see the results. You see, evidence is always a validation of what the leaders, so-called leaders, we haven't had too much of that lately, but the courage of leadership in the last couple of years, 3 years during the original campaign, now we're going to get some more of it for the next campaign. That courage of leadership is very rare. And how do we know this? Because we're $20 billion in debt or whatever it is. Yeah, I forgot how many billions it is. That's not the courage of leadership to lead your nation into that kind of a situation with these poppycock ideas about how we're going to be prosperous by going into debt or building up other nations in the world by going into debt, our own nation. No, I would say that's the failure of leadership, not the courage of leadership. we see what the courage of leadership is now. And I hope somehow or the other this message gets to the boss and he understands we got his back. We're behind him, obviously. We voted him in, so let's go. Don't back off. Don't back off. Don't let these people around you influence you. You know what you're doing. They've never created the number of jobs you have. None of them. Not one of them. You know what it's all about. I don't know about your family. I don't. I haven't. They don't. They haven't been given stump speeches for 20 years that I know of, or 30, talking about the things that you've been talking about. The evidence is out there. Anybody who wants to go look at it. You didn't get these ideas last week, did you? The man in the blue suit with the red tie and the white shirt. You didn't get these ideas in the last week or two. You've been preaching these ideas for decades, and the evidence is out there if anybody wants to go check. So, but here's the thing I want to get across before I get too preachy here. I'm known for that. A lot of people say I preach. I don't know if I do or not, but if they open up their ears, maybe they'd learn something. Anyway, that's another story. See that up there? Well, the courage of leadership has made the brand "Make America Great Again," MAGA. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I take issue with that a little bit. And here's why I say that. I don't take issue with his "Make America Great Again" policies and concepts and his leadership, courage of leadership. Don't take issue with any of that. But I take issue with the again, "Make America Great Again," because my attitude is America's always been great. Okay. Oh, America's been great right from day one. And if you don't believe that, then you ought to vote some way other than for the courage of leadership and get some more of what you've been shoved in your face the last 70 years or more. Actually, even longer than that, probably, with very rare exceptions. Even the bright days of the fall of the wall with a big B in front of it. And, if you don't know what that is, well, it ain't much help for you. Uh, so I digress there for a minute, lost my train of thought. But you see, America's always been great. It's called manifest destiny. I don't know. You probably never heard of that term, and if you did, you don't know what it is. You better study up on it. We got it. America's got it. Okay. And but you see, we've allowed our leaders to lead us down the primrose path. The people, but we can't blame them. Really, we got to blame ourselves because we voted them in office, didn't we? I mean, let's be honest about it. We voted them into office. We got what we asked for. Now somebody else has come along and cleaned our ears out and got our attention long enough, teach us a few things, at least the ones that were hanging on by the skin of their teeth, trying to figure out why in the world everything as bad as it was. We knew those people that voted for the courage of leadership, they've always known America's great. They were just confused about why we got so bad, so far off in the weeds. But you see, America great again, and now he's struggling around with, well, all right, well, now what are we going to do around second round? See, well, I've heard him say something about somebody must have said, keep America great. Well, there again, that doesn't hit it on the head. Okay, what we've got now is the people are starting to make that big mountain shift around to America again trend. You see, everything is trends in history. I don't know if you know that or not. Why don't you go and look at history? Maybe you'll see something about trends. There's been times when the trends are like that, and sometimes like that. But there's also times when the trends are like this. Well, that's what we're in now. But why are we? Because somebody with some common sense, the courage of leadership, and some of the people that are backing him have got enough common sense left. And by the way, if you haven't learned how to think in paragraphs, you have a tough time with common sense. There's only one way to learn to think in paragraphs, and that is some subject that I'm not going to go into because if I did, you'd call me a fanatic. And I've been called that and worse. You see, I'm a professional salesman. I've been a professional salesman for 71 years. I started out as a neophyte at age 8. You know what neophyte is? Well, if you don't, look it up. And I'm still selling, and I'm 79 now. So let's get this organized and say what it is. Let's don't beat around the bush. And okay, so now it took America make America great again to get everybody's attention, but that really wasn't hitting it right on the head. We had to slip into, we had to move into, we had to choose into America again trend so that's the real key is to get that trend going from like we were, yeah, like that because of our poor leadership that we voted into office. You see, you got to lay the blame where it's at. Quit projecting your blame on everybody else. Shut your mouth and realize that when you start that, you start a whole roll of evil that never stops because all it does is create anger and dislocation of communications when you start projecting your own failures on everybody else, on everything else. Stand up and take your knocks and get up and keep moving. That's what that's what the whole thing's all about. You see, is to keep moving. And so now we're in America again trend. And now, being a salesman, I like to take advantage of things like that, believe me. So you see that big click there. And if you're a consumer or if you're a business owner, click that click because I want to keep this trend going. Do you?